We sort of were on the look for a better residential and housing return and options, and then we quite sort of accidentally bumped into you guys, and then we looked at it and we thought, wow, that ticks all the boxes. You guys are looking to provide this housing for those that aren't as fortunate as everyone else, and with a great investor outcome as well. So it ticked all the boxes for us.
The purpose, as you said, is a big deal for us as well, making sure that we're making a difference from an ethical perspective as well as from an investment perspective. Communication was obviously a high priority when you're dealing with people that you haven't physically met, and all the way along having all the information very transparent through the process, the explanations that you guys gave, the time frames, the follow-ups if things didn't work to plan and why, were really critical for us to keep confidence and to keep, I suppose, ourselves invested in the process and seeing the outcome that within the time frame that you had set, which I think was initially I thought was quite ambitious, trying to get something built in about 9 months, but it works. Obviously, you've been doing it for a long time. You've got existing relationships with builders, and, that's that whole level of marketing within the system and process of once it is built, then getting it tenanted. So for us as, I suppose, remote investors and people that don't have the experience locally, it was a really good process. And for us to see the previews of what you've done beforehand really, I suppose, gave us confidence.
We didn't meet you for the whole build the whole time. You guys have made this process seamless through the whole process. And whenever there was an issue, we sort of thought, you'd get an email and voila, the problem was solved, or there were solutions. We've got a tree in the way. We do something with the fencing, and there were solutions, and there was costings, and everything was up. It was just provided. It was amazing.
Absolutely, from my perspective, seeing it done at a really high spec and having had that, again, someone else a bit sort of hands off for us, but someone else making sure that the punch list was done and those things were completed. There were tenants in the home, the furniture and the package met expectations. So I think the fact that you've got a really good duplicatable process and system can give people like ourselves confidence that you guys know what you're doing and that you're very after the very best outcome from the investor's perspective, but also from the tenant's perspective. We're really happy to be able to talk with tenants there and understand the value that we're placing within their lives to be able to give them their own home in a really lovely location at a good price and a long-term sort of objective rather than something that was going to be short-term for them.
That was a great moment, and she was just so grateful, and just the whole tenant cohort that Wilsons have provided and delivered on is great. Those people they need that space. They're so grateful for the space, and it was a really good feeling and good to meet her as well.
Really do appreciate what you're doing, and I think from a big picture, strategic perspective for the country, given the severe shortage of housing, this is going a long way to trying to meet that need locally.